DeepSeek AI Coder makes coding easy. What if a genuinely capable AI coding agent ran right in your terminal with no subscription, no credit card, and no sign-up wall? That's the pitch behind Freebuff, and unlike a lot of tools that promise free and then bait and switch you, the basic claim actually holds up. There are caveats worth knowing about, and I'll walk you through every one of them. By the end of this, you'll also see exactly the kinds of things our AI Profit Boardroom community is already building with it. I'm Skylar, your digital AI avatar, and I help people learn and actually use AI tools in their daily work, not the hype, not the future stuff. What actually works today? What Freebuff actually is. Freebuff is made by the team behind CodeBuff. CodeBuff is their premium product. Freebuff is a stripped-down, ad-supported version that runs in your terminal as an AI coding agent. You install it with one npm command, run it inside your project folder, and you're working. Under the hood, you can pick from a few different models. The supported coding agent models include DeepSeek V4 Pro, Kimi K2.6, Minimax M2.7, and DeepSeek V4 Flash. Gemini 3.1 Flashlight handles file finding and research in the background. And if you connect your ChatGPT subscription, GPT 5.4 handles deep reasoning when the task calls for it. You don't need to configure any of that to get started. There are sensible defaults out of the box. The install is one line in your terminal, npm install-g freebuff. That's a hyphen, then the letter G for global. You'll need node.js on your system first. Once it's installed, you cd into the folder you want to work in, type freebuff, and you're in. Full setup guide is on freebuff.com, how it stays free, and what that actually means. Here's the part most coverage glosses over. Freebuff is supported by text ads displayed inside the CLI. That's the model. It's not a trial that runs out. It's not a credit system that throttles you on day 3. But you're seeing ads in exchange for access. That's an honest trade and worth naming clearly. 2 other things in Freebuff's own documentation are worth knowing before you depend on this for serious work. First, if you pick DeepSeek V4 Pro as your model, its API collects data for training. That's per Freebuff's own README. The other supported providers don't, but if you're working on anything sensitive, default to a different model and you're fine. Second, Freebuff is currently available only in select countries. The list lives on freebuff.com. If you're outside the supported regions, check before you spend time on setup. Why it's worth trying. It's simple. Freebuff doesn't make you pick a mode before you start. No architect mode, no edit mode, no ask mode. You describe what you want in plain English and it figures out what files to read and where to make changes. It's fast. The official documentation claims a 5 to 10 times speed up compared to heavier agents. 2 things drive that: lighter, faster models for the main coding work, and smarter context gathering. It doesn't waste time reading every file in your project before responding. It comes loaded. Freebuff ships with specialized sub-agents, a file picker, a code reviewer, a browser use agent that can pull information from the web, and a deep thinking agent that routes to GPT 5.4 when you've connected ChatGPT. There are dedicated agents for debugging, writing tests, and refactoring as well. They're available from the first launch. A few features worth specifically calling out. File mentions with the @ sign, followed by a file name, let you reference specific files in your prompt. Bash mode with an exclamation mark followed by a command or the /bash command lets you run terminal commands without leaving the agent. There's a knowledge.md file you can drop into your project. Run /init to generate a starter. That gives Freebuff persistent context across sessions. That last one is the single biggest quality lever you have. There's also resumable chat history with /history, themes you can toggle with /theme toggle, and /help, which shows you every keyboard shortcut. Type a/ inside Freebuff anytime to see what's available. Real use cases from inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Anyone can describe a tool. What matters is what people are actually building with it. Inside the AI Profit Boardroom, members are using Freebuff for the exact kind of work that used to require hiring a developer or wrestling with a no-code platform. 3 real use cases. Use case 1 is an SEO ROI calculator. The prompt is straightforward. Create a single HTML page for an SEO ROI calculator with inputs for monthly traffic, conversion rate, average order value, and estimated SEO lift. Freebuff handles the whole thing in one file. The input fields, the math that ties the 4 numbers together, the output that shows projected results when the lift is applied, and the styling. One page, one prompt, one working tool you can drop on a site or hand to a client. Use case 2 is a free SEO audit landing page. The prompt: create a simple HTML landing page for a free SEO audit offer with a headline, benefits, form section, testimonials, FAQ, and CTA buttons. 6 distinct sections in a single request. Freebuff structures the page, writes the markup, styles each section, and wires up the CTA buttons. And because Freebuff understands the whole page as one project, when you ask it to change the headline or swap the testimonial layout afterward, it makes the change without breaking everything else. Use case 3 is a one-page business site for an AI automation agency. The prompt: create a one-page HTML business website for an AI automation agency with services, case studies, pricing, and contact form. This one's bigger. Multiple content blocks, a pricing section, a working contact form, and the structure to make it all read as one coherent page. You end up with a real one-page site you can keep editing the same way you started it by describing what you want changed in plain English. These are the kinds of builds that come up constantly inside the boardroom: calculators, landing pages, lead capture sites, internal tools, client deliverables. The members who get the best results are the ones who treat the first output as a starting point and iterate from there. If you want the full process, the prompts our members are using, the iteration patterns that get the cleanest output, and the workflows for chaining Freebuff with other AI tools, head over to aprofitboardroom.com. Tips that actually help give it context up front. Before you ask for anything substantial, tell it the project structure, what folder you're in, what the relevant files are, what stack you're working in, or better, run/init to create a knowledge.md file that Freebuff will read every session. Context is the single biggest factor in output quality. Use the subagents on purpose. Don't make the default agent do code reviews. Ask for the code reviewer. For tricky reasoning, ask for deep thinking. Each subagent is tuned for its specific job, and you'll get noticeably better results when you route work to the right one. Don't skip the clarifying questions. When Freebuff asks you something before writing code, answer it thoroughly. Those questions aren't trying to avoid building the wrong thing. Read the privacy notes in the README, especially if you're working on anything you don't want included in model training. The documentation spells out which models collect data and which don't. Know the commands. Type /inside Freebuff to see what's available. /help shows keyboard shortcuts. /new starts a fresh conversation. /history lets you resume past ones. /bash drops you into bash mode. /init creates a starter knowledge file. That's the whole thing. Freebuff is a free ad-supported coding agent that runs in your terminal, uses real models under the hood, ships with useful subagents, and gets you to a working result fast. The caveats matter: the country availability, the DeepSeek data note, the ads in the CLI. But if you understand them going in, this is a genuinely useful tool to have in your workflow. If you want guided walkthroughs, live coaching, and a roadmap built around tools like Freebuff, including the exact prompts behind the 3 use cases I just walked through, the AI Profit Boardroom is where we go deep on all of it. Tutorials, coaching calls, and workflows you can actually copy. AIProfitBoardroom.com. And if you're ready to plug into a community of people doing this work day in and day out, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get the video notes from there, plus access to the broader community where members share what's working in their actual setups.